Hey everyone, I'm Leah Klenke,
And I'm Kate Phillips.
and welcome back to the Big Life Podcast. We're so excited to dive into some super exciting topics for today, now that preseason is officially over.
Yes, today we're going to be talking about preseason rankings, upcoming schedules, and all the work that it takes getting ready for season.
We have so much to cover today, so let's jump right in. Kate, how did your preseason games go?
They went pretty well. We just had one against Kansas State. We ended up tying 1-1. Obviously, we would have loved to have won that game, but we learned a lot. Yeah, learned a lot about our team. A lot of freshmen got in, so they were able to kind of get those nerves out. So I think that we got a lot of good takeaways from that game. Obviously, we've done film and everything since, so I think we've learned a lot and can't wait to get into our first game after that game.
Mm-hmm.
How'd your
Yeah.
guys oh, you guys just played Indiana? How did that go?
Yes, we did. It didn't go great, honestly. We lost 2-0. Credit to Indiana. They're a great team. They just got a new coach, I think, this year, so they really played their system well. They were well organized. They were able to get in behind us a lot, and they capitalized on two chances that we definitely could have stopped, but we'll learn from it and move forward from it. A lot of people got playing time on our team. Some of us are coming back from little injuries and things, so definitely not the best game for us, but I mean, that's what preseason's all about, to kind of knock off the rust and just get ready for the regular season. So definitely grew a lot from that game, went over a bunch of film, but we've got a lot of improvement to do for sure.
Yeah. What do your guys film usually look like? Do you guys do individual film or will you do team film?
So we have a mixture of both. We mainly just team film. So before practice, like the next day, we have a big video board in our locker room, and the coaches will do film, probably it depends the game, like 15, 30 minutes of film, and mainly just specific plays from the game where we could have done better, or also things that we did well. They'll show all our goals on there, the goals scored against, obviously. So just a lot of learning points. They stop it, rewind it, kind of see how everyone's moving and how we can improve on each play. And then we also do individual film sometimes. So the coaches will text us sometimes individually and be like, "Hey, can you come in at this time just to go over some of your individual clips?" Or you can clip some things yourself and then go up to them and talk about it with them if you have any questions. And then we also do unit film, I guess. So sometimes the defenders will have
Mhm.
a little film session to kind of go over their shape together and how they move, midfielders and forwards, all of that. So, what about y'all? How do you do film?
Yeah, we'll do really similar. We'll do team film usually day or two after the game, kind of go over, yeah, good, bad, everything in between. Yeah. It can seem a little bit scary for people that have never for as a freshman coming in there. It is a little bit scary just because you're gonna get called out if you're in front of the team.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
that's just it. But it's not to be scary. It's to learn and see what you could do better. Maybe usually they'll show goals, what you did well. But usually in team film it's more of I don't know, pressing moments, moments as a team are really great or bad,
Mhm.
and everything in between. And then I'll do one-on-one goalkeeping film usually with my coach, and then we'll go over everything super technically throughout the game. And then obviously everybody else kind of does that functionally based on their position. But usually with my goalkeeping coach, we'll go over a lot of different clips, like positioning in the goal. We'll go over set pieces. Yeah, a lot of clips, but you learn a lot. I love doing film because you in a moment you think you're maybe doing something right, but you could be in the wrong position or whatever. So you
Mhm.
learn a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to just see it all from the bigger picture, and especially in preseason, it's so important. We probably do the most film ever in preseason, and we also look at past season games and kind of highlights to see how we want to play. But especially in preseason, we have to know your team identity, know how you play, know how you press, know how you defend, know how you possess. So, especially in preseason, I feel like that's almost the most important time for film, and then of course right after games to go over. how the game went. And it's nice to just see like a simplified picture. You're like in the moment you're like feel like you're so under pressure or whatever, and then you're like, wait, there's a pass right there that I didn't see, or it just
Mhm.
makes it all simple.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about preseason, what were your reactions of the preseason rankings that came out a couple of weeks ago? You guys were pretty high up there.
Yeah, so Notre Dame, we were ranked number 2. Obviously, it's an honor to be ranked there, but these preseason polls really don't mean anything, like, at all. So, we kind of just don't even think about that, don't even worry about that because it actually means nothing. So, honestly, it's almost better, in my opinion, to be ranked lower because then you have, like, more to prove. If
Mhm.
you're underranked or, like, you think your team is undervalued and they were ranked lower than they should have been, then you feel like you have something to prove, but now, I mean, we definitely will have a target on our backs all season from all the teams we play, so definitely, like, pressure, but at the same time, we just kind of wipe that, we don't even think about that. We have the mindset of, like, we're coming in as the underdogs and everyone wants to beat us, but like, we really are like, we have something to prove to them. So that's kind of our mindset going in, but, I mean, it's definitely an honor that they see us as being such a good team. We have a bunch of returners, like, almost all our starters. We have a bunch of good young kids. Our sophomore class especially is really good. We had some good freshmen coming in, so it's nice that they value us that high, but yeah, it means nothing, and all the teams on there are all great, and anything can happen. Like, I'm curious to see kind of how the past year, like, preseason versus postseason rankings are and how they change and, like, how that's gonna be this year because 'cause I'm sure it's gonna be all different. Like, half those teams aren't even gonna be in the top 25, I'm sure, by the end, so it's just
Yeah.
nice.
It's always, like, interesting to see based off also, like, last season, they're kind of going off of, like, the rankings and, like, returning players and whatever. Like you guys said, you have a lot of returners, so that's, like, huge when it
Mhm.
comes to, like, a new season just because you guys know each other so well.
Yeah.
I always think it's, like, interesting with how they, like, figure that out based off last season and returners. Uh,
Mhm.
like you said,
Yeah.
it really doesn't mean anything, but it's a
Yeah.
good starting point to know that, like, you guys
Right.
can be in a great spot when it with the se
Yeah.
and people see that already.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. And it's nice, like, it's kind of like, we do have basically the same team, but at the same time, like, we've been focusing a lot on this preseason on, like, no, like, all of us went back home for summer, we did our own things, like, we're coming back and we're, like, starting over. Like, it's not the same, we're all a little bit different now, we've all grown, we've all
Mhm.
improved, so that's kind of what especially after our preseason really didn't go as we planned, didn't go the best, but, I mean, that's what preseason games are for, but that's why we're kind of like, "No, we're starting over, we have, like, new team, new, like, identities, and we're just gonna go from there."
Yeah, I love that. We talked about that, like, last episode, my teams we've talked about that, like, a lot, and, like, one of our things is, like, obviously well, SEC rankings haven't come out, but we always, like, say, like, one thing we started talking about was, like, why not us? In, like, different games, different situations, like, why not us? If we come in, like, underranked and past SEC, we've been near the bottom, so it's like, why not us this year? And we've talked about that a lot and, like, in our team building, team activities, like, how can it be us? And, like, us as, like, a group in a united way, like, we want it to be, like, I don't know how to explain, like, just, like, not looking at other teams,
Yeah.
just us.
Yeah. No, that's great, that's a good motto, I feel like, to follow after, and you guys can all be, like, grounded on that and just come together
Mhm.
before every game, and then people will probably, like if you guys are, like, overlooked, then it's like, "No, like, we're here and we're gonna play you guys hard," and or,
Yeah,
like, new team starting over, so I'm sure you guys will surprise a lot of teams this year for sure.
yeah, it'll be
Mhm.
exciting.
Yeah.
Talking about games, season o like, season opening games are this week. On Thursday, we play. So, where how are you guys looking forward to that? Who do you guys play?
Mhm. So, yeah, all NCAA Division I women's soccer first games are this Thursday and Sunday, so we're super excited, I'm super excited. On Thursday, we play Western Michigan, which should be a great game. They're a good team, and we play them pretty often, almost I've played them a couple times since I've been at Notre Dame, but they're always a good team, and they're gonna they're going to play us very hard. So we just got to prepare for that. But we're all super excited and super pumped to get the season started at home. And then on Sunday, we travel to Arkansas, to Fayetteville. We play Arkansas. So we're ranked number 2 right now. They're ranked number 6. So it's going to be a great game. I'm so excited for that. It's really going to be a battle. Arkansas, they're very fast, physical. They've got some tall players. They play pretty direct. They're a very good team. So it's going to be, we kind of have 2 different styles of play, but it's going to be a great game and a battle for sure. So I feel like that's one to really look forward to this week. Who do you guys play?
Yeah, our first game's also Thursday. We play our South Dakota State and don't really know a lot about them. So kind of going into the game like open-minded. Obviously, we'll do probably a scout and everything this week. But yeah, just super excited to like play with our team finally. Home game. We don't have another game during the week, so nothing to like else to like really look forward to, just that, which I really like. We can just really lock in on that first game. And then Sunday, I will be watching your guys' game because I'm so excited. Like, obviously, will play Arkansas later in the season, but hoping for the best for you guys. I know you do well. But yeah, definitely
Thank
a fun
you.
game.
Yeah, it should be fun, really fun. That's kind of nice that you guys just have one game, so all your focus can go towards winning that, and then you can move on from there. That's nice. So now there's a bunch of other big games this week as well. So let's kind of talk about those now, and maybe we'll have some score predictions, or we can kind of see how we think the games are going to go. First up, we have UNC versus Tennessee. So UNC, obviously, women's soccer powerhouse. They're the reigning national champions, a bunch of very, very talented players. And then Tennessee is also very good. They're fast, strong. They brought in a bunch of good transfers. They're not currently ranked, but again, the preseason rankings mean nothing. So they're unranked, but they are a very good team in general. So I think they're going to win. I think for my score prediction on this, I think it's going to be 1-0 UNC.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that will be a really good game just because Tennessee obviously has a lot of new players. They brought in a lot of forwards from what I've seen and some really good transfer portal forwards. So I think they'll give UNC a challenge, but I mean UNC has they have so many players.
Mhm.
Like so many good players that are coming back. So yeah, I agree. 1-0 UNC for that
Yeah,
game.
that's going to be a great game. All these games, I'm so excited to watch as many as I can to see
I
how they.
know.
Okay, next up we have number 18 Ohio State versus Clemson. So Ohio State is ranked preseason. They did really well in the Big 10 last year. And then versus Clemson. Clemson is unranked, but they're often a very good team. They're often ranked, I feel like, a lot. So I'm surprised they're not ranked this season so far. But they have a lot of very good, especially young players. And I think this game's going to be really good. But I think Ohio State's going to pull out the win 2-1. That's my score prediction.
Go on. But that's a good one. I might go like I don't know Clemson too. I don't know both these teams too well. One of my friends is a goalkeeper. Nona Reason is a goalkeeper for Clemson. So maybe I'll go 1-2. Clemson winning and hoping my friend Nona has a good game.
Yeah. I know
Um,
Nona too. She's
yeah,
really
yeah.
yeah,
So
be good.
hoping Nona has a good game then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next game is UCLA versus Georgia. And obviously, UCLA, always a great team, won the national championship a couple of years ago, and they're coming in ranked 8th. And Georgia is unranked, and they're also have been such a good team in the past couple of years. Won the SEC 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure. They're a pretty fast and physical team, but they're also like really technical. And I also have like know their goalkeeper. I know you do too, Jordan. She's awesome. I love watching her play. She can literally punt the ball box to box, which I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
see often, but she's a big presence on the field. So I'm gonna go UGA winning 2-0 in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's gonna be a good game. I think my score prediction, 1-1. I feel like, yeah,
Yeah.
1-1.
I do agree on that a little bit, yeah. Could
Yeah.
be a back and forth, definitely. Will be interesting
Yeah.
one to watch.
Yes, for sure. I think that game's gonna be very back and forth. Next, we have Florida versus Florida State. So a big rivalry game right
Mhm.
off the bat, their first games of the
Yeah.
season. So I bet both of those teams are fired up for this. So Florida, they have a bunch of transfers, I know, and Florida State is ranked number 3 preseason rankings. And Florida State, another powerhouse. They're a really good team. They play a really pretty style of soccer, and they have a lot of international players and also a bunch of players who play on US youth national teams, and they're always a really good team. So I'm gonna go with, as a score prediction, 4-1 FSU.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty solid. I would love for, Florida to have, like, a good game. Florida State just scores goals. Like, they
Mhm.
really do. They just have such good team, and then people coming off the bench, you're like, "Oh my gosh, the same girl, like, fast, just sprinting at you the whole game, like, tall, fast
Yes.
girl."
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good prediction for that game.
Yeah.
Next, we got Iowa coming in at number 13 versus Arkansas, who is ranked number 6, and this is also a home game for Arkansas. And Arkansas, if you've never seen any of their, like, home games, they bring in a huge crowd, and for the first game, I assume it'll be packed, and I don't know, I feel like that's gonna be a really, really fun game to watch as well, but I'm gonna go with I think 3-1 Arkansas. They're a team who just, again, like, puts balls in the back of the net, like, that's
Mhm.
that's just who they are, very direct. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how Iowa holds up against them.
Mhm. Yeah, that's gonna be a really good game. I mean, Arkansas has a tough first weekend, they play number
Mhm.
13 Iowa and then number 2 Notre Dame, but both games at home, so that should be they're definitely gonna be up for those games. I feel like Arkansas is the type of team who, like, lives for the energy and the
Mhm.
adrenaline and,
Yeah.
uh, like, all the emotions, so I feel like it's good for on their part that they have 2 ranked teams first because they're gonna have the most energy coming off for the first games of the season, so those should all be good games.
I know.
So excited to, see if we got our score predictions right.
I know. We'll have to come back to them.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we will. Super exciting first weekend of soccer in general, and, I mean, this is just the first weekend, then we have the whole season after this, so
I know.
I'm getting excited just talking about this, I'm pumped.
I know. I'm so excited to just, like, I don't know, watch games, like, cheer on my friends. Obviously, we know a lot of the people, like, playing in, like, these games, so I don't know. It's just
Uh-huh.
exciting that, like, finally the season's back. Like, it feels
Yeah.
like we were playing I was literally feels like we just ended season,
Mhm.
uh, but we've put in so
Yeah.
much work in the spring and this summer in preseason, so it's
Yeah.
exciting to finally, like, be back on the field
Yes.
with
Yeah, for
everybody.
sure. For sure. Preseason, like, flew by this year so
It did.
fast. Can't believe it's over.
It really did. I, like, actually can't believe the first game's already
Yeah,
done.
this week, like, season is here, and then sooner or later, we're gonna be mid-season and, like, getting ready to play conference games before we know it.
Cool.
I think it's really cool how, like I mean, both me and you, I feel like, just from playing in clubs and different environments when you're younger, ODP, random ECNL events, we just know so many people on so many different teams or, like, kind of know them, but and then you play them and you get to say hi after, and I feel like the soccer world, there's so many it's big, but so small at the same time, and, like, everyone knows someone. You always will have a connection to the other team, so I think that's kind of fun, and that's kind of unique and just really cool about soccer. I feel like that's kind of special.
Yeah, I think ECNL, obviously, we both played, like, ECNL, did a great job at, like, connecting teams and players at, like, different selection events or whatever, but I think it's so cool, like, when you play somebody and you know somebody on the team or even watching games. I love watching games when I know 1 or 2 players. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, on a Sunday, we don't have a game, and, like, going through games, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I know, like, 3 people playing today. I
Yeah.
wanna watch this game."
Uh-huh.
Like, it's always just so, like, so much more fun when you know somebody.
Yeah, it's so
Um,
fun, yeah. And then
yeah.
it's, like, friends from afar because, like,
Mhm.
I would, like, get really close with some of these girls for, like, a day or 2 or, like, a
Yeah.
week camp, for example, and then I see them, like, once or twice every year, but it's so fun to see them and catch back up with them, and we all kinda stay in touch, like, on text or whatever, but
Yeah.
and on Instagram, for me,
Yeah.
at least. But, yeah, it's super fun to see your friends and just like, random people you know, like, from all over the country too. It's cool.
Yeah, definitely, like, fun also cheering people on, even if you don't even know, like, a team, like, you're just like, "Oh my gosh." So, like, that's so cool you guys are doing well, like, I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
know. Old
right.
club teammate or whatever.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So many connections.
What so since we're talking about season, do you guys have any or well, your team or you, do you have any personal goals that you're setting for the season?
I mean, yeah, our team definitely has some goals. I mean, obviously the biggest goal is to win the natty at the end of the year, but I mean, we really focus on one day at a time, one game at a time. We treat like every game as a season. So we don't look for the next game until like we what am I trying to say? We don't look forward to the next game until we've played that one game. So right now, our whole season is Western Michigan because that's our first game. That's all we're focusing about and that's kind of our mentality going into the season. So, I mean, I guess team goals is just take it day by day and win every game. And then off of that, like every day at practice is just like give our coaches always talk about give 100% of whatever you have that day. So if you're not feeling well, you've had a hard day at school, you only have 80% energy for the day, give all 100% of that 80% and then that'll help make the team like 1% better. So we kind of talk about like that as a team. Personally, I mean, I feel like I have very high standards for myself. I feel like I'm my biggest critic. I try not to look too far into the future, think about any of that. And I'm really trying to focus this season on just staying in the present and having fun. I feel like those are I mean, I have a bunch of like, sure, like accolade goals, like whatever, but what's most important to me is staying in the present and having fun. And if I do have fun while I'm playing, the when I'm having the most fun when I play is when I play the best. So I feel like that's important to me, just savor every day. I'm trying to practice a lot of gratitude, just being grateful for everything, for every day, for every practice I get with my team because, again, this is my senior season. So just really trying to stay in the present and have fun while doing it because I love soccer and have so much fun playing. So those are kind of my personal goals. What about you? Do you have any goals for your team or personally for this season?
Yeah. I think for our team this season, it's just, like, kind of what you're saying is, like, we talk a lot about, like, yes, we're playing South Dakota State first game, but, like, focusing on ourselves and, like, what we can do because, I mean, we don't know what they're gonna come out doing. So just focusing, like, on ourselves going into games and, like, exactly like what you were talking about, like, giving like, we talk about that all the time. Can you give whatever you have today in training? Because it's gonna make everybody around you better. And if you're
Mhm,
giving your 100% for that day, then somebody else trying to give their 100%, even if it's higher, it's gonna lift you up because they're they're just, like, lifting up how you're playing that day as well.
mhm,
So I think just, like, focusing on ourselves and not really, like, thinking about other teams, going day by day, not looking ahead, I think is a big thing as well for us. And then personally, one thing I've talked about a lot, especially I feel like a lot of soccer players, this is something like we'll talk about is like playing in a flow state a little bit. So like I've talked about this with one of our like sports like psychologist type people here, but just like the best games that I play, I'm always like in a flow state of just like everything just feels like I'm doing, like, everything right, even maybe I might not be, but then if I'm, like once I make, like, one good save, then, like, the next one is just, like just feels like I'm in the right place, doing everything with confidence. One thing we talk about is a lot is, like, bravery in goalkeeping.
mm,
So, I think just, like, trying to, like, find that in the first couple games and then just like building on top of it. Just because
Yeah.
I am playing in that like flow state, that's when I play my best. Not
Yeah.
getting, I don't know, stuck in my head or letting like anything kind of get to me, because as a goalkeeper, it can be really easy for one bad thing to stack on top of another, and then you
Right.
just crash out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely hard. I feel like goalkeeper, especially mentally, is very hard. I like that kind of terminology used with flow state. I've actually never heard that before, but that sounds like something great for you to focus on and just build on top of it game after game and kind of set the tone early in your season. And I feel like that'll carry with you throughout the season. Something my team talks about kind of similar. I don't really know if it's similar, but our coach always says like you can't get too high on the highs or too low on the lows. So if you have a great game, like I mean, season flies by. So you have a great game. Okay, like that's celebrate that night, sure. Like well-deserved game and win,
Mhm.
but, like, next thing, like, you have to focus on the next game now because you got
Mhm.
another hard game in 4 days' time. And then, on the other hand, don't get too low on the lows. If you lose a game, if you have a rough game personally or just the team in general, like, you really have to flip the page fast because you got another game coming, maybe in, like, 2
Mhm.
days. So, that's kind of what our coach talks about. I guess, kind of I was like, that's kind of relating to, like, a flow state, I guess, like,
Yeah.
mentally. So, yeah. Last thing, what are you most, like, either nervous for or excited about for this upcoming season?
I think I'm just most excited about like playing like, I mean, very like easy to say, but just like playing with this team, because we've put in a lot of like work in the off season, in preseason, and I think that like what I was talking about earlier is saying like why not us? Some people are kind of going into the season like maybe other teams thinking that, oh, Mizzou, like, yeah, we're a gritty team. We will fight till the end, like, we're not gonna give up, but I just think, like, going into the season, just, like, excited to play with this team, this group, because you never get to play with them again. So just looking forward to that, like, everything with my team, like, doing everything with them, and think
Mhm.
there's some fun memories being made. How about you?
Yeah. I mean, mine's, like, very similar. I feel like just spending time with my teammates every day. I mean, they're my best friends, so I always look forward to spending time with them, and I'm excited to play with them, and all my eyes are on Thursday, so I'm most excited for the game on Thursday.
Yes. I'm so excited to watch you guys play, see how you guys do. Maybe you'll
Mhm.
score.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. We'll see, yeah, I'm so excited to watch you guys too. That'll be exciting, yeah. I have too many games to watch this week.
I know. I know. Well, guys, that's a wrap on our rankings and schedule breakdown. We're getting so close to the game starting.
Yes, we're so excited for the season to get underway. So, thank you guys all so much for listening and following along our journey.
We love hearing all of your guys' messages and questions. So you can find us on Instagram at Kate Phillips 04.
And at Leah.Klenke. Next week, hopefully, we will have some real game results to talk about. So, that's going to be interesting, a fun one to listen to. So, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, until then, thanks for listening to the Big Life Podcast. See you guys next week.
Bye.